folks, sports fans, ASMR Sports here. Today, I'm going to do a request that I've seen a few times since I did one of my videos where I was looking up prices on eBay. People kind of like the tapping sounds of the keyboard, and I realized that I had a little project that I was going to definitely need to look up some prices for. So that is what we are doing today, folks. I'm just going to rearrange my screen a little bit here so it's easier for me to see the window. There it is. I don't know why that block of white is on the bottom left, but whatevs. So that'll be our little lookup window, and then I'll show you the cards that I'm looking up over here, and I'll have my keyboard out here. Really needs to be cleaned. It's like got 10 years of dirt and grime on it. I didn't really feel like gum as usual, and I got some positive comment on when I did a sucker last time, so I don't have another one of those blow pops, but those are like so huge they're kind of difficult to manage. So I got these little lollipop things. They're like organic, natural kind of things. This is peach flavor. Peach is my favorite flavor of pretty much anything. Alright, so there you are. So I'll just mosey this on over. So this is a box of cards, graded cards that are all graded PSA 9. Right now, I forgot to bring post-it notes, but I have some larger ones I can use next to me. So I have the bulk of my PSA graded cards are organized into a few different kind of groups. This is the PSA 9 collection, and I also have a box with PSA 10s, and then I also have a box that has cards that are grouped by player, and they can include PSA 9s or 10s or 8s. So like if you're a superstar player like Acuna or Soto or LeBron or, any of the top names in any of the top sports will have their own kind of group of cards in this kind of 2 shoeboxes worth. But these 9s are all guys that are not, sorted by player. And so the question is, do I want to sell any of these cards right now, or do I want to just kind of wait on them? So we're going to kind of look through eBay sold data, and I'll kind of show you what process I go through when I'm trying to price cards and figure out if I want to sell a particular card. So here we go. So this is a 2019 Bowman Draft Brett Beatty that I pulled myself. I bought a case of 2019 Bowman Draft. I opened like 2 or 3 boxes, I think. This was one of the best, if not the best, pull that I got out of it. I think I also have a red Brett Beatty, like non-auto, might have been an auto, I can't remember, that came out of 2019 Bowman Draft Sapphire, and that's being graded right now somewhere, I don't know where. base, and this is a purple number 250, yeah, 250. So when I just do a search for 2019 Bowman Draft, Brett Beatty Auto PSA 9, I get these results. So now I'm gonna put in purple. Sometimes there's no exact. So there's a blue that's a PSA 10. So that's not particularly close. It's much rarer. That blue is. But these are not sold items, so there's often more data on the sold side. So there's a blue wave to 150. Went for 100. So unfortunately, a lot of this data is useless. Wow, every listing on this page is crossed out, which means it's best offer accepted. This was a buy it now that sold for the buy it now price. And at the top of this, you'll see there's no exact matches found. So all of these are like the closest. So I'm going to get rid of purple. Actually, I'm going to get rid of PSA 9. See what happens. So there you go. So there is the exact card, except mine is PSA grade to PSA 9. And sold on March 11th for $180. So, yeah, so PSA 9s are usually go for like a little bit of a premium over a raw card. Although the raw card prices can differ quite a bit depending on what the thing looks like in terms of centering. So you might, want to go and look at this thing. You can zoom in. This one looks fairly sharp. Corners look good, edges look good, centering looks okay. Kind of hard to tell centering on these 2019 because the left side is so different from the right side, so you kind of know how thick that left border should be. And you'd kind of only know if you just looked at a lot of these cards. So my conclusion is that if I were to sell this Brett Beatty purple, I might list it for like $200 and probably not be super flexible. Some people like to list things for like way higher, so let's say I wanted to get $200 out of it. Some people would say let's list it at $300 and see what comes in. Maybe somebody offers $250, or maybe somebody offers $200 and you just take it and run. I don't really like to do that. I just think, I don't know, I get bothered when people do that on things they have for sale that I want to buy, so I don't really like to do it myself. Curious to know if you guys sell on eBay, what your kind of pricing strategy is. But as long as you kind of know what you want for something. I mean, I guess there's the possibility if I list it for $200 but somebody's willing to pay $250, and they just buy it and I've lost out that $50, and I could have gotten that if I put it at like $300 and then did a best offer. Maybe I'm losing out, and that certainly could be. I'm certainly not the world's expert on eBay, but I don't know. I think as long as you have decent data available to you, and there isn't like super great data. Actually, here's the same card as what I've got, but it's a PSA 10, and that one's over $300 on March 10th. So $200 for a 9 is probably actually a little bit better than what I would think is reasonable. If a 10 sells for $300, usually a 10 is like 2 to 3 times as much as a 9, depending on the card, really. But in any event, there you have it. There's by the way, another thing, when I sell cards, I often find the right comp, and then I click this sell one like this, and then it kind of auto-populates with the the player and the card information already in there, so that's kind of handy. You just got to make sure the person who did this didn't have any huge errors, but usually they're pretty accurate. Okay. Next card is this 2017 Bowman Draft Clark Schmidt Gold Wave. So you see the little pattern in this card. That's a wave refractor. And Bowman cards have a few different kinds of variations on their refractors. The base refractors are the most popular and therefore most valuable. This is a base, it's just, a color. And then the refractor finish, this is a wave, and those are less popular than the base of the same color. So this is going to be worth less than a gold refractor because it's got the waves. Golds are numbered to 50. Rarer than that is the orange, which is numbered to 25. The red, which is numbered to 5. And of course the superfractor, numbered to 1. So this is a pretty cool card. Clark Schmidt, I think was projected to be a pretty impact player for the Yankees this year. I don't know. He hasn't pitched for them. A lot of times what we're going to do is do a little research. So hasn't played this year, and they don't really have injury information. There's some that's pretty recent, earlier this month. So this is looking pretty bad. Yeah, looks like he's got a pretty major injury, it seems like. Not going well. As of April 3rd, he wasn't even throwing. So, yeah. So very bad for Clark Schmidt. Before the season started and before he got injured, his stuff was definitely picking up speed. I had a blue refractor that I think it was like it got rocked by PSA. It was like PSA 8, I think, but I got a lot of offers on it, so I could tell he was getting popular. All right. So nothing. I misspelled Clark, that's one problem. Alright, here we go. So again, this is not sold items, so these are people who've got it listed. So this is the exact card, exact grade, exact card, listed for 300, but will they get that? Nah, probably not. Before he got injured, they might have. Let's look at sold. Yeah, so not a lot. On March 28th, an ungraded, non-wave gold refractor went for $141. So, this is going to be less than that in the sense that it's a wave refractor, but more than this in the sense that it's graded PSA 9 instead of raw, so maybe it's a wash. Maybe you could say this card I've got is worth $141. Someone's got it listed for $300, so I could list it at like 250 and see what offers come in, but I think if I got at this point 140, $150 for it, it would be, you know, kind of market value. Well, I don't even know if I'd get that. Okay, so that's Clark Mint. Next card is Luis Medina, who I believe is still with the Yankees, but I might be wrong. Let's look him up real quick. Yeah, he's in the Yankees organization. Let's see what he's been up to. Looks like he has been active this year. He was in spring training and he's in some of these, like, I think these are like sort of like fall winter leagues. So he's still alive. That's good. Alright, let's take a swing at this guy. So here's a bunch of ungraded cards. Sold as recently as April 20 for $50 ungraded. Here's a BGS 9.5, which generally is going to sell for a little bit more than a PSA 9s that would sell for $120. So I'm starting to get the sense this card is about maybe an $80 card, something like that. So yeah, I bet. Gosh, I'm not sure what I paid for this. I got it ungraded and I had it graded. I can't imagine I paid a whole lot for this. Centering on this looks really nice. Kind of bummed it only got a 9, but as you know, if you watched my PSA reveal videos, like, they're very tough on my Bowman cards I submitted. I feel like 1 out of like 9 or 10 is a 10. Everything else is a 9 or less. Luckily, mostly 9s, but they've definitely given me some 8.5s. Okay, next card. Look at this. Got the original price sticker on it, which is what I had listed it for at like a show at some point before the pandemic. See a little scratch on the case. You'd hate to have somebody spaz out about that. People like to complain about scratches on cases these days. What a world we live in. But this is PSA 9, Brett Hull rookie card, of course. Really great hockey player. Hall of Famer, no doubt, although I have no idea. I've not looked that up, but there's no way he's not in the Hall of Fame. You know, a little bit off center, but not too bad. Corners are tight. Surface is good. So pretty nice little card. I'm probably sure I paid like $10 for that back in the day. But now, because you know everything kind of went up, Hall of Famer kind of autos, or I'm sorry, Hall of Fame rookie cards graded, you know, went kind of bonkers. So this went along for the ride. So this is really interesting. There's weird. So there's two sales that are a day apart, and they're only like a few days old. But one which is a PWCC auction. And for those of you who don't know, PWCC is a very, very high volume third-party auctioneer company. So how it works is you send your cards to them, they take pictures of them, and they list them for you, and then they take a cut of the sales price and send that out and send you the rest. For some like more expensive cards, they can be a pretty good deal. And I have heard that they're relatively decent to work with, but there's a lot of talk on like the blowout cards discussion forums, which is the largest sports card trader or hobbyist discussion forum, but there's a lot of talk about them kind of being in cahoots with a number of people who are grading trimmed cards and trimming them and then sending them in for grading. And some people think PwC sort of turns a blind eye to it, or basically doesn't do anything until they're called out. But whatever, they're still open and doing business. And another thing that people think about them is that they, like, their auctions get shilled, which just means like people with no intention of buying it will like bid on the card to have the price go up. It could be the person that sent the card to them. If they have an eBay account, which they surely do, they could go and bid on their own card and then and drive the price up more than it would have gone without them doing that. So that's another sort of complaint I see about them. But anyways, their price was $67, and then Probstein, which is the largest third-party auctioneer of sports cards, put up a card the next day. They got $123, like twice as much. So that's a real mystery. People say Probstein auctions are shilled too. So maybe they just had one more shiller than the PWCC auction. But in any event, this is kind of weird. So if you look, say, okay, we don't know what to make of those because they're so far apart. We'll go look at the past. Well, here's one for 97 from April 15th. Here's one from April 10th at 122. So there is like, precedent for all these prices. In fact, if anything, I'd say this PWCC price looks really bad. Maybe someone, like, that's what happens if nobody shells anything, I guess. But why, look at this. Back in March 29th, this is kind of still in the frenzy of people buying graded Hall of Fame rookie cards from all the sports. Look at that, people are getting $255, $300. Holy crap, this one went to $490. So, yeah, I probably should have sold end of March. Funny thing is, I looked at this card. I was just looking through my cards one day, my graded cards, and I was like, oh, I wonder what that's going for there. I think I looked it up when it was about $250. I thought, oh, maybe I should sell that, and then forgot about it promptly thereafter. So, yeah, so I don't know, probably about $100 to $120 is what you'd expect to get for this card. And I also sold it for $20 like a year and a half ago. So we've got a J.J. Blade, another Bowman draft. Oh wow, I just realized something. This is mislabeled. This is a refractor, and they don't say refractor underneath. So PSA F this up. I think that theoretically I could send this back for them to reholder. I think they do that for free if they make a mistake. You also get an opportunity when they're grading to look through how they've identified your cards and see if they made any errors, but I never really do that because it's too much work, and I don't want to take like notes on everything I sent in. I mean, they may make a mistake, and they did here. So very interesting. Very interesting that they missed that. It happens. I mean, you see lots of examples of mistakes out there on PSA cases, but let's look up the regular and then the refractor. So this is the regular PSA 9 I'm searching for now. Here's one that had a best offer accepted. For somewhere under $39.95, so let's call it $30 for the non-refractor, and then right below it looks like actually a refractor. Graded PSA 9, it went for $100. Wow, here's a PSA 9. Well, that's a paper. Okay. So neither a chrome nor a refractor. Fascinating. There's a refractor that went for only $30. So yeah, this card's pretty not very valuable, I should say. Okay. Now I got Barry Sanders. This is the 1989 Topps traded. Those little box sets. Rookie cards, a fun little set. It's got Aikman, rookie, Barry Sanders, rookie Deion Sanders, rookie, and a few others in there as well. As you can see, I had this one available for $10 too. Now this is a weird one because it's in a stupid BCCG case, which I think BCCG grading still exists. It's basically a Beckett kind of like offshoot, not BGS, but sort of its own little thing that was, basically supposed to be for like commons and low-end cards, and a lot of people sending things. And I've got a few cards in these BCCG holders from probably like 9-10 years ago when I ordered them. I never graded anything with them, but it's like unless it has a hole in it, they give it a 10 mint or better, which I don't know what the hell the point of it is. But at least it's protected from the elements in the case. That's about what I can say for the value of this holder. But anyways, this one looks relatively well centered. It's not perfect, but it's definitely, I would say this might get a PSA 9 unless there's issues with it I can't see from the naked eye. I feel like there might be a little something on the edge there. Yeah, a little bit of a nick on the edge. I don't know if you can see that. But well, I don't know. That probably sells for the same as a raw. Maybe a PSA 8. So let's go see what we can get for comps. It's the kind of thing you just gotta list it and like 1989 Topps traded Barry Sanders. I'm going to see if we can find a BCCG example. Oh wow, look at that. There's quite a few. Wow, there's one sold today for $60, so not bad. And 61 yesterday. Here's one sold yesterday as well for $124.50. Probstein. So, average looks to be about $60, $70 maybe. There's one that didn't get a 10. Shocking. So it's kind of interesting. You look, a couple weeks ago, back on April 17th, they were going for $46, $49. There's one for $62. But my general sort of sense is things, there's one for $79 and $59, so kind of all over the place. Yeah, it's really hard to tell what the hell the value is, but I mean, 2 sales in the last 2 days that are $1 apart, pretty good indicator that this card is worth about that, and probably could be listed for that. So that's not a bad one. I might get rid of that one. All right, this card, I think I might have pulled this on a video on this channel. This is a 2012 Panini Past and Present Dwayne Wade autograph. Little sticker auto there. I'm kind of surprised Dwayne Wade stuff hasn't really like ever taken off. So I had that one listed at 35, and I was kind of shocked at how cheap that went for back when I priced that out. That was probably about a year and a half ago that I would have priced that. These are kind of things that are really hard to find comps for. There's not a lot of people selling this card. Let's take a look and see. If anybody's got it for sale presently. Yeah, there's. Oh, that's kind of fun. There's one for auction that ends in 3 days, so I'll have to check that out and see what that ends at. But yeah, that'll be the first sale of that probably in a while. At least a couple of months. Well, here's two of them for $138. So yeah, I don't know what the graded one will go for. But, you can always find out like exactly where the market's at if you do an auction. But the problem with auctioning something like this that's, probably got a pretty small audience is just, the number of eyeballs that are going to see this card in a 7-day auction are significantly less than the number of people who would find that card if you just listed it as a buy it now and took offers from people. So, you might do well if you get two people who want to have a bidding war, but more likely you'll just kind of not do that great because the person who would have spent the most on this didn't happen to be looking at eBay on the 7 days that you had this thing in auction. So I feel like auctions are generally best, and I think most people who sell on eBay would agree with this, but auctions are generally best if you've got a card that is kind of a commodity card, like a PSA 10, 2018 Topps update Soto or Acuna. I mean, there's a million of those out there. It's like, it's a very liquid asset, and the price just doesn't really vary a whole lot from sale to sale. So, if you wanted to auction that, you could probably get, what the thing is going for, but you could probably also do just as well doing a buy it now. So yeah, I don't really do a lot of auctions, but there are some cases where it can be the best way to go, but just not for a lot of cards that I tend to sell. I sell kind of lower dollar items. Alright, so this is kind of one I'm interested to look up. So this is something I pulled and submitted myself. Tristan Cassis is like one of the top 5, if not top like 2 or 3 prospects in the Red Sox organization. He's got to be in AAA. I'm gonna look up him real quick. And bring you over here. So, wow, look at this. He does not have anything. Oh, okay, I was going to say he didn't have anything in 2020, but he did play in 2021 spring training. And he had 091, not the best. But it looks like he's still, well, as of 2019, which is the last time he played in the minors, he was only in A-ball. So he's got a ways to go, it seems like. But, I think he's going to be, still pretty hyped for a while. Here's an article from a day ago predicting the Boston Red Sox 2026 roster. Jarren Duran, Tristan Cassis, Jeter Downs, Alex Verdugo, and Bobby Dahlbeck. So I've got a fair number of cards of like all of these guys, because they're all pretty highly rated prospects. So anyways, I don't know what his cards are kind of doing right now, but we'll see what the trend this. So let's see, 2018 Bowman Draft Auto Purple, Tristan Cassis. So here's the exact card. Somebody's listed it for $500. That seems high to me. They're probably looking for like 2 or 3. Let's look at sold items. So yeah, here's the exact card sold on April 6th for $160. That seems a little low to me, but maybe it's not. It's the only thing that matches. On April 11th, the same card ungraded went for $181. So I think, again, either this thing is trending down or it's this is a low sale. And again, you know, this is an auction, so like if you don't have the right people aware of your card, then it's just not going to do well. So you know, this I'm going to go back to look at the listed sales. So the only examples of this purple, it looks like, are these one BGS 9.5 listed for $10.79, one PSC 9 listed for $500. And one ungraded listed at $180. So you know, this is kind of card where maybe I'd list it at $400 and listen to offers, or $300 and listen to offers, and see what happens. All right, let's go back and look at our pile of cards here. You'll notice I have a lot of Yankees because I do tend to buy a lot of Yankee prospect cards, or at least I did. I don't really do that. It's my printer, by the way, if you just heard that noise. I don't really do that anymore, just because I've got, I don't know, it's like so many guys end up like not making the Yankees, team. They get traded away, and then I got like stacks of these freaking cards that just don't have any interest to me. Some might be, you know, valuable. Boy, that's just a crappy autograph. So Anthony Siegler, I think, was the #1 pick in 2018. #1 pick for the Yankees, I should say. So wouldn't have gone like super high, but he was the highest guy the Yankees got out of that draft. And actually, the next two cards are of him as well. So I'm well stocked. Unfortunately, you know, I sent all these in myself. They are all things that I pulled or bought off eBay raw. I think like this one was a redemption that I sent in. But yeah, I sent them all in and got taken to school by PSA. But let's see what Anthony Sieglers are selling for. You know, these Yankees prospects generally do pretty well, just because there's so many collectors of Yankee cards. Oh wow, I spoke too soon, because look at this. Here's the refractor version of this exact card we're looking up in a PSA 10, not a 9. And you can get it for $45 effing dollars. And it's funny because I haven't really looked how Siegler's doing, but he's a catcher. And the Yankees actually have a number of like guys in their farm system that were like their top or second draft picks and their catchers. And meanwhile, like their major league catchers are kind of struggling. Alright, let's look at sold items real quick. Oh god, sorry, I forgot to switch over. But you're not missing much, except a whole lot of low prices. Man, look at, so these are all the Bowman Chrome cards, Chrome autos, and man, they're selling for cheap. Look at that. Here's a 10 of the Bowman. There's not even any results for the Bowman's best. So this is probably like, probably a $10 card. And then this card, which is just a base Chrome Auto 9, is what you see here. This one, and this one, and this one. So about $23 is what this thing's worth. So probably not worth selling. I'll hang on to all my Anthony Sieglers and hope he starts to do well and maybe someday breaks the squad. So this is a sparkle refractor. I'm not sure there's going to be really much to see there because these are numbered to 71. Man, these are selling for crap. I put sparkles because I think that's what it's called, but let me just sparkle. Nope. Nope. Nothing. Wow. Yeah, so really not any data on this guy, but I wouldn't sell it anyways because his cards are going for such low prices. Alright, last card I think I'm going to look up just because this video is running a little bit long. Wow, 41 minutes. That's funny because I got like a whole giant box of these too. But, you know, I get to talking and next thing you know, it's a freaking hour later. So this is a really cool looking gold, base gold refractor, not a wave refractor, just a base gold refractor of Jared Oliva, who's not really that great of a prospect, at least from a collector's perspective, but we'll look him up. I'm just going to do without gold because there's not going to be that many. But there's a base selling on grade for $29.95, which doesn't really tell you much. And yeah, not a whole lot. I mean, look at that, $3 for the base. Back in April 11th, here's the purple ungraded selling for $11. Another purple, $13.50. Those are numbered to 250, so they're not that rare. This gold is numbered to 50. So yeah, I don't know. Yeah, this is where listing with a just a relatively high buy it now, like maybe $150 buy it now, and just take offers and see what you get. I'm sure someone will come in and offer you like $30, and you can just say no, and then maybe you'll get like 60 or 70 for it. But it's a shame, a gold refractor auto is a hell of a pull out of Bowman, especially a first Bowman card. But yeah, apparently Jared Oliva's not doing a whole lot, so not a lot of interest in him. Alright, well, there you have it, folks. There's a pricing lookup video. Hope you enjoyed. Thanks so much for watching. Catch y'all later. Swing on by hotcardboard.com and